she doesn't neglect those people, which is great about the story so far. You know, there's like actually people from different tribes who are, if open-minded, can actually be part of this group.
Welcome back, Aloy.
And use the knowledge to help people. Yeah, let's input this first.
Drone's reconnected now.
Alright, 4 more. Oh, this one's cool.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay.
I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Additional rooms, sweet. Alright. Let's talk to you first though.
Hey Gaia, it's me.
Hello, Aloy. Did you wish to continue our discussion?
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can.
Okay, more.
So, Poseidon spent the last 20 years hiding out in Las Vegas. From the data I found, it seems the city had an advanced water reclamation system. Is that why Poseidon went there?
Most likely. In an effort to protect itself, Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where it could access water supply functions. There, buried and encased in a protective dome, it could guard against any threats.
Like 3 Oseram showmen?
I suspect that was not the first time it felt the need to repel trespassers.
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh plague.
Oh, really?
Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
Okay, so interesting. So we know that Zoe was gaining knowledge on the land gods, and we managed to figure out a way to uncorrupt them. And she still needs to have time to hack the whatever they were called, those modules that we got. So her objective is like using knowledge, like the knowledge that she's studying has got to do with like improving the land or getting rid of the red plague, I guess you could call it. I'm not sure if it's that red algae that she's talking about, but I don't think so. She said it's near the coast, not like on Plainsong, but yeah. And now we find out that Val is studying things before the Pharaoh robots, before they like basically right before the Pharaoh robots took over the world completely, right before Horizon Zero Dawn, basically like right at the end of what do they call it, Project Enduring Victory or something, or Operation Enduring Victory. the last like humans alive that was fighting in the war, basically.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
The Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up. See you later, Gaia.
Why is it?
Until next time, Aloy.
Why is the subtitles got black box? That's really strange. My God, 11 skill points. Fucking hell. I'm just gonna fucking use them anywhere I need, anywhere I want now, basically. Man, we got a new room now as well. Which is
Huh. The door's unlocked now.
plants.
There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks.
Oh, Zoe's gonna love this.
Control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Okay, I will do that right now. Dude, Zoe is gonna love this area, man. We'll see her in this area next time for sure. Now, okay, I need to get my hand. Okay, so that's the barracks. I'm looking at the symbols. Focus. So archive room. The Love Hotel, basically. Val and what's the face? Okay, so the lab. The override lab. Exit. Gaia. Elevator. Exit again. This is workbench or Aloy's room. Alright, and then we got that. And then what the hell is this? Oh, the war room, the tactics control center. Okay. Alright, let's talk to Gaia again about the seeds.
Welcome back.
Hey, Gaia.
Welcome back, Aloy.
I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the biosphere with primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
And for that we need Hephaestus. It's something to look into later then.
Okay.
I should...
Wonder if it's because of the, well, whatever. Whenever I come here, it's different. It's not the same wallpaper, I guess. The survey drone. Talk to Val. All right, so it's down here. So I can just take the short way. Well, I don't even think that's the short way, but anyway.
Hi. Happy birthday, Isaac.
Oh, that's the first thing we ever saw.
His little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
Means a lot to us as well.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big.
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She's the blonde one, right?
Liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. Did it interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted.
Aloy, okay. I understand. Aloy's like because she's got so much pressure, she's focusing on the things that she can use, the information, right? But like this girl is like opening herself up a little bit, right? And like you need to show that you care about her, not just ask about the things that you want to know. You know, like acknowledge and acknowledge that she's been through some stuff, and that understand how she feels. And then if you get closer, like friendship wise, you get closer emotionally, and she feels more comfortable around you, then you'll get more information, right? She's a little bit not standoffish, but always focusing on the wrong thing, where she needs to like take a step back and I think understand, like assess the situation. This is where I think Zoe or Val is probably better in this situation, because Aloy is already like she's a loner. She doesn't really being an outcast and all that, so she's probably not the best suited for opening up to be comfortable around people, right? I definitely feel like that's Val or Zoe's like personality is better, right? Being more open and kind and understanding the emotional side of things.
So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see white caps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying.
I wonder if this is a place we can actually find in the game.
Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the others in this never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone.
Okay. So Tilda basically gave her like a home or a place where she can feel comfortable and escape.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't, okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is.
When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Well, it will, because
Okay.
if you believe you done nothing, then it was external factors. It was someone else. They forced her, or they done something to force her to act that way. And she should really get a fucking living area, man. Give her a bed and shit.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
I understand that perspective as well. Like, Aloy's like doing so much out there, like getting the kernels, finding out this knowledge, like battling the machines, and Beta's like essentially combat-wise, she's probably not as effective, right? She's probably borderline useless, you know, especially if she has no technology with her. And all she can do is access like Zero Dawn stuff, which we can do. But yeah, her knowledge is invaluable. Not only about Zero Dawn, which she might actually know more than us. At least at the core level, at its raw level, right? We just know more about it in relation to the current world of, you know, what the state of the world. But the far Xenos, she definitely has knowledge on, even if they isolated her or whatever. But yeah, she is being a little pessimistic, but she is, you know, quite down. So that's why you need to appeal to her, like, you need to appeal to her emotionally, make her feel secure and comfortable, so then she can feel like she's a part of the team, feel like she's part of the group, feel like she can, you know, like, feel like that she can walk around here. And, you know, I know what the approach is. You know, I'm no psychologist, but I know whether you approach it and just ignore the whole crisis situation and, you know, teach her a strike or teach her something else and get her mind off it. If that helps, if there's like, you know, show her the hope, or if, you know, the real thing is to address the problem in the real world, you know, get her motivation up, I guess, maybe. Instead of it's like, it's either escapism or hope. You know, to show her like the other things that are, you know, happening out in the world and that are possible, that she can, you know, that she doesn't have to be depressed about. It's either that, or realizing how bad things are, and realizing like inspiration for, you know, Aloy, like how inspirational she is, you know, what they're doing every day, and, you know, using that as like, oh shit, man, all right, that's true, I'm gonna get my ass in gear, you know, I'm no slouch anymore, let's go. You know, I'll study with you guys, you know, and you go off the motivational route. But yeah.
Is everything all right? It seemed like you and Varl were down in that basement for a while.
Yeah, everything's fine, I guess.
Well, okay. What can I do for you?
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, you know, pictures in it. Not
Diagrams.
much like there, but I did find out about these holofilms, like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. You know, the Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those hollows.
Yeah, but they're also tinkerers, which means they're probably more attuned to blueprints, you know, like architecture style stuff, you know, like blueprints, you know, building plans, you know, weapon schematics, you know, things like that. So not exactly pictures, but something visual that you can see. That's not words. Like getting the knowledge from just like looking at something, right? So probably something like that is probably more useful for Erend, you know, instead of explaining via words, just show him, you know, show him the plans,
Seems
show
like
him.
you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful when I could make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us. Only they let machines serve the stuff in bars. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. Now, you won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
How are things going around here?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me earlier.
What did you do?
I made one joke about how they, you know, eat grass a lot. How does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach anyway?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting her to be that fast.
Just try not to get hurt.
So are they on a rocky relationship, those two? Zoe and Erend, do they not like each other? Zoe doesn't really like his loudness. I know that. She mentioned that earlier, but Erend is still ignorant of how skillful even Katalo is, man. Zoe's definitely underestimated.
I see someone's been playing Strike.
I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off things.
You should try playing Katalo. It's a Tanakh game. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, sure, Tanakh. Sure he won't try and kill me if I win?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, you should.
Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time. I should get...
Back to reading.
Aloy,
Hey, how's everything going?
I am well, but Varl told me Beta's having a hard time adjusting to life here with us. I wish there was something I could do to help.
Just talk to her.
I'm not sure any
You're
of
very equipped.
A tree won't bear fruit.
You're another girl.
We'll do our best to make her feel welcome.
Yeah. You're another, like, same sex, the same gender helps, you know. Especially, like, I mean, I guess she talks to us, Aloy, right? But so it's not that I forget about that, but you know, Aloy's like such a warrior and is always like outside. You don't really get much time with her anyway.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are today. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them. Even as holograms. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machines. Her memory honors them.
True. First time that's been really touched upon.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds crowded, but nice.
Yeah, not wrong. She's not wrong there.
Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yes.
I've been told. Please tell me you weren't being serious, though.
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer around. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. For now. Next time he's going down like a load of boar dump.
Just try not to kill each other.
Damn, she's ferocious,
Even
mate.
his pride should be good enough.
There's those like the fast combat, and then you know, there's like the slow and heavy and strong, and Varl is, I guess, maybe a bit more balanced, maybe. Well, I mean, Katalo is also a great warrior as well. So we got all of us here are great fighters, which is just awesome. Katalo, like, is probably the most experienced and probably the best fighter out of all of them, but with his hand is probably a little less effective. But he's probably the most effective at training. I don't know why he doesn't enter in these. You know, it might make him feel better that you know what, he's gonna get like a robot arm or some shit anyway. So he's gonna be the bee's knees, man. He's gonna be the best. He'll be Mr. Commander.
I can help with around here?
Oh no, we're doing fine.
Are you okay?
You and Varl have been friends for a while.
I like to think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
Hey yo, what's going on, Vexer? Welcome, dude. Welcome. Once again, we have just come back from doing Poseidon. Going to Vegas, going to underwater Vegas. It was sick, man. It was sick. I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
Good
How are
luck
you,
on your
dude?
search.
Yeah, man, I'm loving the I love the basically the underwater like kind of scenes and levels. We're back here just going through dialogue and shit.
The longer it takes to be delivered, or something like that.
Yeah, it goes off.
Maybe you can find the recipe?
Comes less fresh.
I think it was just flat bread with cheese and some sauce.
I like it already.
Cheese and sauce? Like a no meat, so it can't be a hamburger. It can't be just a burger. Sucks I missed Underwater Vegas. Sucks I missed that. Oh well, you know, it's whatever. You can always go back into VODs if you really want to, or go on the YouTube. I upload everything there. But yeah, it's not a big deal. We'll be moving on towards
Of course.
the west part of the map now, towards Demeter. I'm not sure which route I'm going to go though, through the top, through the north, or through the center. But oh, Rust. Okay.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about him. You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the Eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems like ages ago. So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it. The Sacred Lands were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
I know. But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
My boy, have you been able to edit this base as much as you wanted? No, you don't really edit it. It's just you unlock rooms, and every time you come back, it kind of gets more like to it, right? Like Zoe, who's the other character, the woman, she's like an Utari, which is are into plants and stuff. So, like before, when I came back the previous time, there was more plant life, there was more flowers, there was like, you know, Utari, like not architecture, but there was crafts around, you know. So it just kind of gets more homey, you know, like the candles and stuff. That was like there was nothing here before, just metal. So every time you come back, there's more stuff, and then every time you get a kernel, like last time when I got the previous one, I forgot what it was, Aetherius or something, Aetherius or something, the sky one. But yeah, and then we unlocked a new room which we could do more overrides. And then we had like Kotalo, who's another person, and we bring him back, and he got like. He went into like the room that he's hanging out in now, and then now we've unlocked this room that says apparently there's like seeds, bunch of plant seeds like underneath this facility, but we can't unlock it yet. So, but it's still interesting. But yeah, anything. But yeah, it's so cool. Maybe saying you like to base build stuff. Yeah, I do love base building games, and I love base building, as in choosing where I want them to go, and like creating it. And I like base building in terms of like even this, where you get a base and you just upgrade it, and you unlock rooms or you upgrade like the levels of it. Like in Assassin's Creed, it was kind of similar. You had a hidden base, you unlock you would lock like a section. It would go from run down, and it would be like looking nice and actually clean. Not like the structure wouldn't be broken anymore. It'd be remade. And then you upgraded it, and it would like improve, and it would like look better, and would like look more advanced. Like shops and stuff would get more advanced. It would add another level and stuff. So I like that. Even if I don't choose where it goes. All good, no worries. You got an ad? Wait, do I have? Oh, I do. That's all good. Zenith.
It's hard to believe we're dealing with the original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding. Any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Why would he build something to hurt Far Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. I just don't know what it is yet.
Okay, back. I didn't hear anything you said. That started. Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. I was just saying that, like, long story short, yeah, I like both editing and creating a base, and I also like when we get a base and we just unlock rooms and extra levels and stuff, and upgrade the rooms and stuff, and we can do stuff in those rooms. So I like both, but yeah, we don't get to edit in this at all. We don't get to edit the base, but I do like both. I like either or. I like base building games, but that's more of like you pick a spot and you just build your base there. You kind of just have free reign to build your base or build your city however you want. But the game itself has to be like a base builder, like it has to be, something like that, or a city builder like City Skylines or something like that. Like a bird's eye view. It can't be like an action RPG. It's very hard. I guess that you could do it with what game? There's a couple of games that have done it. Fallout games, I guess, have done it. It's a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter. I don't remember. I think it's first-person, and you can create like your base. But then that becomes like, how do I explain? It becomes like nomadic, right? Like Minecraft. You can just move to wherever you want on the map, and then you just place a workbench down, and you can just make walls, and you can just, this is an actual base that we can't leave. You always have to return here. And because it's one fixed map.
What do you make of this Tilda the Beta was talking
Yeah, Fallout fams, yeah, they're definitely fun.
I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone?
Possibly.
Or whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't trust each other.
Maybe.
But, yeah. Is there anything else I mentioned? I just mentioned that, like, games like Assassin's Creed, I don't know if you've played, but it's kind of similar to this, where you get, like, an assassin hideout, and, like, it's all run down, and then as you go through the game, it progressively gets better looking, and you upgrade more stuff, and you upgrade more shops, and you get to level 1, 2, 3. Each upgrade goes up, and it gets like the shop looks better, or the place, the part of the base looks better, and like more people move in. Like even they're not even just like characters; they're just like random assassins, and it feels more lively. It's really that's why I love this so much, because it really reminds me of like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where you would make you'd have your own like base, and you'd recruit people, and they would actually like come in.
Something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew and versus everything I know now.
Yeah, true.
It is hard, but it gets easier over time.
What's crazy is that all three characters, Aaron, Varl, and Zoe, and even Katalo, their mind is shifting, like Val said, from what they've known for their whole lives, what they've been taught, what they've learnt, what they think they know, what they think they understand, and now they're getting knowledge of the world as it actually is, how it actually was, you know, truths, and their mind has to like be open enough, and they have to be mentally stable and strong enough, with strong enough will to let go, and or eventually like understand, like to let go of like what they've learned, especially if it's like if it's tied to like some religious beliefs. You can merge the two in a way. Like you can call the certain machines land gods, and because they till the land and stuff, and you know, whatever, but you can't go too far in the sense of like, oh, you know, you can't touch the gods, or you can't like do anything to save them, when you actually know that you can, because you know, have this knowledge. So you've got to like, your mind has to change from your culture and understanding like a different, you know, view of the world, understanding like, you know, changing from not changing per se, but you know, as you accrue more science knowledge, especially, you understand a lot more.
You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Fucking, oh my god. Dude, you see the expressions in his face? Just the mocap, man. The mocap in this game is so good, man. To make it, like, did you see, like, how his face moved? It's fucking insane.
I should get back out there.
Like, we'll be here if you need us.
Dude, it's so, like, you believe the passion, man. Like, it's not just, like, lip syncing to words. He's, like, his actual, like, cheeks and his, like, his eye, like, everything is just moving like a human would. It's so good. Games has been so incredibly detailed. Yeah, man, it's only gonna get even more incredible. But this game has probably got the best mocap I've ever seen, honestly. Like, you know, it's not like I played every game under the sun, but
is it me, or did the old ones just look...
This has crazy levels of detail on the face. Like, you go in the desert and you talk to an NPC and you can see the fucking sweat. Like, you can see the sweat glands. Like, what? Now, where's Cthulhu, my favorite? Where is he? He's over here. No, I can tell by the symbols over here. What's up, my man? You, my friend, you are going to get an arm. And it is going to be marvelous. You're going to be the goddamn general. You're going to be on, like, he's going to ride on the back of a fucking Thunderjaw or some shit. He's going to be a beast.
Of course not.
What is we got to say, companions?
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing.
I want to come in and see, like, because they're always in the same spot, right? When we like, Zoe and Varl are always together. Erend is always sitting in the same spot. Cthulhu's always in here. It'd be cool to come back every now and then, as the story progresses, maybe even, and see them in different spots, or see them talking. Like, imagine if next time we come here, Cthulhu and Erend are like somewhere in another part of the base, like drinking, you know, or talking, right? Or if we see Zoe and Erend like sparring in the middle, right? Or if we see like Cthulhu like teaching Val some combat stuff, or like they're both at the war room here, like start discussing strategies. I was thinking it'd be more organic if we actually see them interact, instead of just in their own little spots and that's it. They definitely just feel like a little bit like NPCs, you know. They're just like a vendor just standing there, but It's alright. I guess we get to speak to them like this, but so glad games like getting mainstream attention and funding. Yeah, man. It's the video games that is the biggest and the best entertainment industry in the world. There's no denying it. From 5 years ago, like how many, like since games came out, yeah, Nintendo 64, Game Boy, like every kid from 1 to 10 years old, like how many, like 90% of kids had it, had one, and then moving on to like PCs eventually, but everybody nowadays, like kids nowadays, every single one of them has an iPad, or a Nintendo Switch at least, a sort of gaming system in some way. And they may not all eventually continue, their gaming interest. Some people grow up and start working a lot, and they grow out of it, which is fine. But everybody plays games to some extent, even if it's for like study, But yeah, but not to this extent. To make it feel more lively, see what I mean? Yeah.
Must be strange, seeing everything through a focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
I love how it's so cool, man. He speaks in such combat focus. Like everything he talks about, it's got to do with the rebel outposts, like where they're located, their camps, like planning strategy, like the machines, like combat, like the combat, machines' weaknesses, like the weapons, And Aaron as Oseram, he's not much of a tinkerer, right? He's the head of basically the police, Kadra police in essence. But yeah, I guess we're definitely lacking an Oseram tinkerer. I definitely think that we should get another Oseram or another creator of the group. Another like we've got the we can all fight, but we've got like the general, Katalo, or at least like a combat teacher. But I only say that because of his arm, but he's gonna get his arm back somehow. Like he's gonna get like a cyborg arm or some shit. And then Zoe is like the agriculture, right? And knows about the land and how to, stuff like that. Val, I don't know really what his specialty is. He's just like maybe second in command, or maybe he can like lead the group when we're away, I guess maybe. But yeah, and then like Aaron, Aaron's gets kind of slow when it comes to the knowledge, but it'd be nice to have someone who has like a building role, who can build weapons for us or build machines or something. I guess Gaia can make whatever she wanted, and I feel like the Kadra, like if there's ever going to be a Kadra person that joins us, it's going to be Talana, and she's just like a great warrior like in itself. So like between Katalo, Val, and Talana, like they're the three like strongest, I think, and then Zoe. I think Zoe and Aaron, she said, are evenly matched. But I definitely think I'm not sure about Val, how good he is in combat, but I definitely think Katalo is like the top, and then Talana I think will be like maybe the top as well, or at least specifically Talana will be great against machines because she's like the hunter. So she's like the machine killer of the group, the machine expert. So she would love that stuff too, with the weaknesses.
What do you think of this place?
And then Katalo's good against
take some getting used to.
warfare and
It's an efficient center of operations
and
an acceptable training facility, but we could use some more color.
Duly noted.
Yeah, and then Katalo's like combat against humans, He gets his arm. I don't know for sure, but there was something in the story.
Say the word.
I will.
There was
Thank you.
I forgot exactly what the quote was, but there was some dialogue between me and Gaia, or something saying that he can get his arm back, or she's like, oh, his loss of his arm is greatly bothers him. And then I think she mentioned something about being able to heal him. or maybe getting. She didn't say prosthetic, but something along those lines is what made me think, like a prosthetic. And then Aloy asked, "Oh, can you do it? Like, could you actually create something?" And she said, "No, I'm not strong enough yet," or something. I think that's what she said. So, I definitely think that he's gonna get a prosthetic arm, or like, I don't think he's gonna get anything basic, like just a stick, you know, or a hook, or a spear. I think he's gonna get like something a bit more advanced, like a machine, you know, like animal arm, you know, like an actual like hand made out of machine parts, or something like that. Even if it looks like it's, you know, it's either gonna be really advanced, like the machines, or it's just gonna be like made of like metal and wood, like Osram make, and it's just gonna be like real crude, like crude movement. But I definitely think he's gonna get something, or maybe there'll be something really crazy, like hell, maybe Guy can like fucking make something out of DNA and fucking grow a new like arm. That'd be crazy if that can happen, like straight up grow like a fucking, like a bloody arm. That would be insane. So, but I don't know for sure. I could just be like making up nonsense. But what do we got? Dig Up Falls Edge, Chalana, so much. Wait for Zoe to complete the reboot code. That's right. So we still need to do that. Still need to wait for that. Krigala at Tide's Reach. Where's that at? All the way over there. Okay. Okay. Where should we go? That'd be sick. Yeah, man. I'd fucking love that shit. Now, there's no tall neck here, so I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be going here next, so I guess we can just go to the fucking tall neck here. I've seen you under the game, so I won't spoil. Okay. Okay. you and your sneaky laugh, mate. You don't accidentally spill. Don't accidentally spill in your not arrogance, but in your cheekiness. You know when people are like try to show off that they know. It's like, oh well, maybe it does happen, and it's just like, well, you just gave me a hint. Should I like go? I'm thinking if I should unlock something. Let's meet deck out Falls Edge. Maybe I should go here and get some things along the way, and get like a fast travel point here. We got Rebel Outpost. We can do these. What's that? A Bristleback. That's nothing special. We can do a Rebel Camps, I guess, as well. And then Stalker. And then, so we'll get this, and then we'll probably like go through this way. No spoiling from me, no hints. Okay, sweet. Cheers, man. My friend of mine is also further than me in the game, so he's definitely... He's going to finish it soon, he said. So, alright, I guess we're going to go here. So yeah, I'll definitely speak about the story of the game when I finish it, but hopefully you're in here, Vexer, you know, when I finish the game. Hopefully you get to witness me finishing it. I'll have a nice good chat after it. Week first Glow Blast, resource container, shock and Glow Blast.
Guess it's not gonna hurt it much.
Oh, instant ice, nice. That's actually great. Fuck, if you can stay still for 2 seconds. I guess I still gotta like charge it up. A knockdown shot. Dude, still? Bro. Get it off me, mate. Oh, what a shot. That was bad, that was bad. Bro, he's just... Dude, he's he just wants to be like right up against me so he can infect me with his acid. Oh my god. I need to heal. Get out of here. Try to be in here for when you finish. Awesome. You should know, I'm definitely not close to finishing, I don't think. Well, story-wise, I'm not sure, but according to game completion, I know this is like 100%ing everything, but it says 11 main quests. So, I don't know how many there are, but if you know, you know. And usually I say in the title, I didn't say it today, but usually I say in the title if I'm doing like story or map clearing stuff, because eventually I've got to, you know, go back and forth. But yeah, story stuff, which I done earlier today, which was fucking awesome. And then next stream probably map clear, because I've advanced in the story and I'm going to do story stuff now as well. So with a little bit of map clear, so next stream will probably be a lot more map clear than story. Until I catch up with the map and then go back to story. That's kind of how I do things. I do things like during... If I finish the story... I have no motivation to do map clear afterwards. Because it's just like... I don't know, I just don't have any motivation after that. Okay, the story keeps me engaged. Keeps me interested, keeps me like... There's something to do still afterwards. Like just watching the game in general. Yeah, I mean, I'm also like a viewer, you know. I watch a lot of content, YouTube, Twitch. So it's not only like playthroughs, but you know, reaction videos of shows and anime and shit like that. So I definitely understand and enjoy those aspects as well. Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, right here. How did that not hit his eye? Come on. No ammo, that's great. Sound shit. Little bitch. Where the fuck did he go? It's really hard to get him like directly in the eyeball. He's knocked over. It's so relaxing to just watch And like there are game series that I want to watch that I'm never gonna play the game, but I really like the game, and I would probably really love it as well if I played it. But I've just like accepted and resolved myself to just watching it instead.